It's impossible to fire Gen Z. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee. We're going to have a look at an article which is just going to continue my evolution into the ultimate boomer form that we know is happening about a hairdresser firing a young Gen Z worker who was gossiping and doing TikTok and all of these things. And the young worker got a payout, guys. You know, that's how it is, isn't it? This is why people hire, offshore work, or don't hire people, or get contractors, because you don't want to deal with this bullshit. So let's look at this. A gossiping Gen Z hairdresser who was always on her phone and posted toxic job TikTok wins payout. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. So, I should talk to my mother about this one because she's a hairdresser. Isn't that awesome? You know, bald husband, bald son. I could have got free haircuts for my life, but there you go. It's kind of useless on me, but at least she's got 5 granddaughters to cut hair for forever. A gossiping Gen Z hairdresser. Well, isn't that part of the job? I know my mother hated talking to clients or her customers about their lives. Who was constantly using her phone at work and talking about herself to clients, has won a payout after a tribunal found she was unfairly sacked last year. Georgia McGinnon, a young apprentice who had limited work experience when she took the job in April 21, was not offered procedural fairness when she was let go from Summer Jade Hair Salon in Queensland's Hervey Bay, the Fair Work Commission found on Wednesday. I mean, this is the problem. You've got a small business sacking someone who is probably not appropriate, not working out for the culture, maybe someone who's not mature enough to work and has to learn these lessons. But then you've got the government coming in and telling you you're doing it wrong, the Fair Work Commission. So what's the incentive to hire someone, to give someone a shot, an opportunity, when you open yourself up to this risk? This is the issue. I mean, this is central control right here. Salon owner Angela Park had previously provided Miss McGeehan with multiple verbal warnings. Yeah, you need to. Rachel handled this. We sometimes had to fire people. You have to jump through all the hoops. It's a joke. It really is. About the quality of her work performance, client complaints, mobile phone usage, and interaction with clients, the tribunal noted. Things came to a head late last July after she allegedly cost the salon one of its highest-paying long-term clients because you think you are right with no ramifications. What? The client is always right. The customer is always right. She wrote in an official warning letter shortly before the sacking. The apprentice also received 5 verbal warnings about using her phone during work hours. See, this is the thing. This is the problem when you're too nice. It comes and bites you back in the ass. You need to give a written warning first time. Then you need to give another warning. Then you need to fire them. Quality of work not up to standard and not taking ownership of mistakes. Always blaming others, the letter continued. Yeah, she's obviously not mature enough for work. Clients not wanting to return to the salon because of your attitude and quality of work and care. Taking sick days without doctor certificates. My understanding is you don't need a doctor certificate, but is this that mental health day bullshit we heard about yesterday, the tradies complaining about, guys? Or is this just me evolving into an old fart? I think this is what it is. Talking about yourself to clients when the clients are there to relax and enjoying their experience in the salon. 2 verbal warnings prior. Yeah, you need to give written warnings and written direction. She told the commission that in May last year, while she was off sick, Miss Park had spoken negatively about her to one of the salon's long-term clients. Yeah, she's probably frustrated. The salon owner told the commission that she did express disappointment with her conduct because her actions put pressure on the team and made clients feel uncomfortable, but it was not negative. The client mentioned this to Miss McGinnon at another appointment the next month, and the young worker confronted her boss about the conversation. Miss Park said she thought there had been a misunderstanding and asked Miss McGinnon to explain this to the client and offer an apology for the issue to be resolved. But the workplace tension caused the client to leave, stating she felt uncomfortable returning to the salon while she was at the salon after the miscommunication. Oh boy, this is just such petty shit, isn't it? After issuing the warning letter, Miss Park told the apprentice she would be given 1 week to improve her performance, but after some back and forth that day, sent her a fed-up text informing her she was sacked. Clearly, this is going nowhere, she wrote. Yeah, I mean, she should have been fired after the, what was it, how many warnings? Multiple warnings about, what was this, work performance. How many times did you warn her to use the phone? 5 times? It should have been, there we go, 5. It should have been 2 in writing and then a termination. That's what it should have been. I believe the best thing for me is to give you 2 weeks' notice. I've come to this conclusion because the problems aren't being rectified. It's going round and round with no outcome. Your final date will be Saturday, July 15th. Sorry to come to this. The pair argued over whether she had resigned or was being sacked. She later insisted, I've not resigned or quit, therefore I can stay for the rest of my apprenticeship, or you can terminate me. I have no intention to cease my employment this close to my apprenticeship completion date, she texted. Oh, boy. She wrote, okay, Georgia, I give you 2 weeks' notice to terminate your employment. She lodged her unfair dismissal application that day. So this woman knows the system. She's working the system to her advantage. This is the problem where you can't ask people their political affiliation because that's not allowed. But that would give you an appreciation of the likelihood of them to go to these organizations, or it'll give you a representation of their work ethic or lack of work ethic. You can ask what their parents do. That can give you a good sign. The matter was heard in October by Fair Work Commission Deputy President Nicholas Lake, who on Wednesday ruled in favour of her. During the hearing, Ms. Park referenced the TikTok clip posted by her on July 18th, which referenced quitting a toxic job as evidence she resigned. Oh, come on. Although she acknowledged this was an unwise decision, it did not change the fact that the employment relationship was ended by Ms. Park via a text on July 4th. He added that even though she had told her boss she intended to resign at the end of her apprenticeship in October, that was a heat-of-the-moment comment and she had in fact been fired. The commissioner said while Ms. Park was justified in being frustrated at losing a long-term client, the incident could have been better managed. The nature of the industry requires communication. Oh, don't you love this? A bureaucrat sitting in a bullshit commission ruling on a business where, I mean, they're protected from their job. They're not really involved in the free market, so let them dictate it. But this reminds me of all the stories I heard of Austria after the Anschluss. Funny that. A topic raised in this instance was a discussion about a workplace situation. It is likely that Ms. Park's comments to the long-term client may have been a passing comment which was misinterpreted by the client. The comments became a misunderstanding through gossip shared between Ms. McGeehan and the long-term client. Anyway. The tribunal accepted there was a valid reason for her dismissal, given her overall conduct, but said the ultimate result provided... What? Wait, so there's a valid reason to fire her. Happy to lose one of Summer Jade's hair salon's top 10 high-paying clients for 10 years because you think you're right with no ramifications appear to somewhat spiteful and capricious. Wow. I mean, this is one of the risks you take to employ people here in Australia. We learnt very quick that you can tell within... Well, no, we didn't learn very quick. We learnt the hard way that if you bring the wrong person into an organization, they can change the entire culture. I remember we hired someone to come in and he would just pick on and bully one of the other staff, one of the juniors that was under him that we wanted to lift up. And it was horrible. We had to get rid of him. From that, we learned that you just got to cull people. You've got to get rid of them early. You've got to maintain the culture. You've got to manage this. Now we've gotten to the point where we don't even bother with people anymore, to be honest. Miss Park said the apprentice had not been provided proper notice and an opportunity to respond after the formal warning. Yeah, because what the owner's mistake was not giving all these verbal warnings about using a phone were a waste of time. You should have given it in writing and set your foot down then and there. I noted that Miss Majin could have dealt with the situation more professionally. She appears to be new to the workforce, and there are going to be situations where it may be disagreeable to her. Miss Majin could have at least discussed the misunderstanding and asked the long-term client to come back to the hair salon. But the Commission found that the number of procedural deficiencies could not be overlooked and support the finding that her dismissal was harsh, unjust, or unreasonable. I don't know. I mean, if someone cost you your biggest long-standing client, that should be able to be instant gross negligence and instant dismissal, shouldn't it? You tell me. Or is this old geriatric millennial thinking here? Like not taking sickies for the sake of it. And actually working to finishing things. What should have been done was to conduct a review. Oh, okay, yep. Cooling off period to address... Oh, boy. As a result, I'm satisfied she was unfairly dismissed and is entitled to remedy under the provision. The hearing will be conducted at a later date to determine an appropriate remedy. She declined... Yeah, wow. So there you go, guys. I mean, let's have a chat about this one, eh? So the owner stuffed up, didn't follow procedure, should have. This is the problem. You need to be a bastard right from the beginning with a paper trail right at the start when there is any issue. So this isn't how you normally want to act. You don't normally want to jump through all these hoops and do all these things. You just want to have a normal conversation and the problems go away. But you need the paper trail, you need to be an anal bastard, and you need to follow all the rules because it'll come back and bite you. You tell me, guys. I think this young lady just needs to grow up a bit and she'll get over it and get it sorted. But, oh, wow. I don't know. I wouldn't even think about going to something like this. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Take care, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.